Hello everyone, welcome to this video. In this video series, we are working on AZ700, which is designing and implementing Microsoft Azure networking solution. Now we started with the lab 1, and the way you need to go there is go to the instructions, and I'll give you this link, exercises. Then we're starting with the first one. Now in this particular lab that we have, everything, the direction is to do everything via the portal, and that's we have completed in the previous video, that we have done everything using the portal. And what we really created is three different virtual network. One is the core services virtual network, and then the manufacturing virtual network, and the Southeast Asia virtual network. Okay, and we created some the research virtual network. So we created some subnet inside. So here we only needed one subnet. This one got a gateway subnet, a database subnet, a shared services subnet, and a public web services subnet. And the manufacturing virtual network, this one got a manufacturing system subnet, and then three sensor subnets. And we have all the address space and subnet address, they're all predefined. The East US region, which is the CoreServicesVnet, that is the only virtual network that is connected to the on-prem using a virtual private network. Now we have done everything using our uh, portal, but this time I want to do that using an ARM template. How can I do? So I'm using Visual Studio Code, and I have the ARM module installed, the official one, and I created a folder. I just called it AZ700, and then I'm calling it lab1, and here I'm just going to create a VNET.Json file. Okay, sorry, I need to do a touch or something. Let's see if Windows uses touch, and it does not know how to create touch. So let's just create a new file, but I want to save the new file in the folder in AZ700 lab1. I want to call it vnet.json. Okay, so this is the vnet.json, the file that just got created. Now you can just type ARM, and that gives you this ARM interesting feature, that code completion that you can use really quickly. So you do ARM, then bang, and then let's see if the VNet is available. ARM, let's do ARM, and if I type V, it's not doing anything. ARM, let's see, no, let's see V, no, I gotta start with ARM. So let's just do this first. Okay, so the ARM, and then I hit enter. So it created the most basic template with the schema and everything available to me. What you need to do is really, you need to probably start with the resources. What are the resources that we want? So I'm gonna come in here, and let's see if I type VNet. Okay, so I have a ARM VNet that should have. All I need to do is click enter. So that gives me the basic, very basic template for creating a virtual network. Now let's see the name of the virtual network. It's by default, it's creating a virtual network one. And we have some excuse me, some properties. Let's see what else it's doing. It's doing the address space subnet name, and let's see if it has got a resource group. So resource group dot location, where is the resource group, and the display name is virtual network. I don't see any resource group in here, so we have not provided resource group right at the moment. So what I can do in here, okay, so this is for one virtual network. So let's just start with this guide that we have down here. So the first one, we're gonna create a virtual network, CoreServicesVnet. So I'm gonna rename this one to CoreServicesVnet, and display name, I'm also going to change that to CoreServicesVnet. The address space, I'm going to update that to 10.20.0.16 based on this, right? And region is going to be East US. So I don't want to go and get the location from the resource group. What I'll do, I'm just gonna use East US 2. I want to hard code this one. Uh, Tags is really not required, but we just did that. Let's see what else do we need. Subnet. Okay, subnet. Right now we have two different subnet, but here we actually need four different ones. So let's. I'm just gonna get started with the first one. Go do it. Gateway subnet, and I'm gonna copy this IP, put it in there. Then I'm gonna create the shared subnet next. So that is gonna be this code. Put it in there. And this one is this IP address, put in there. I'm going to copy the whole thing and paste another block, and actually since I need another one, so this is paste it twice. Let's create the third subnet. So gateway is shared, the third one is the database subnet with this particular IP. So get that. And the last one is the public web service subnet, so let's get that one as well and put that in. Okay, so let's see what we have. So resources, and a lot of times I right click on it and just see and just do a format document. That kind of helps me to look at everything. So this is the resource. Is the VNet is what it's creating right now. Okay, everyone. So what we have done, we have created our first uh, virtual network with the code, and we made sure that it matches this particular network, right? We have four subnets in here. So we need to create few more. So what I'll do, I'll come down here, create another block, put a comma there, and say I'll do VNet again and hit enter. So that gives me block for another virtual network, and I'll go down here and uh, get the virtual network name, which is going to be the manufacturing virtual network. So just put it here, and just make sure that you are pasting it properly. And over here again, the location I want this time in West Europe, so I don't want to get it from the resource group. I'm just gonna hard code that because I'm gonna deploy everything in one resource group. Okay, so I cannot get the resource group based on cannot get the location based on the resource group. This one, let's put the tag as manufacturing VNet. Okay, now in this one, let's see how many we need. We need bunch of subnets again. So over here, our address space is first of all 10.30.0.0.16. So make sure that is correct. And once you have that, uh, then do the subnet configuration. So instead of subnet 1, 2, we need to use the proper subnet name. So there we go, subnet 1. And then this one is going to get this IP. So let's just do this IP here. And then I need another subnet. I'm going to change the default subnet to and the address space right here. Now I need to copy this piece of code. Okay, put a comma here and then paste it, put a comma there, paste it again because I need a total of four subnets in here as well. So the third one is going to be census subnet 2, and the address space is going to be this. right? And the last one is census subnet 3, and the address space is this. Okay, so I have got this subnet configured as well in my ARM template. See how crazy it is. Okay, I need still another one. So again, I'm going to put comma VNET, hit enter. Okay, so this one is gonna be the last one here. I just need one in this VNet. I just need one virtual network, one subnet. Sorry. So in this one, the name is going to be the research VNet. Here it is the research VNet. Again, I'm gonna hard code this to Southeast Asia. Uh, Southeast Asia. Uh, then over here 1040.0.16, and subnet name is going to be research system subnet. Okay, and then this is going to be my IP address. Okay, and this time I don't need any additional subnets, so I'm gonna get rid of this. Okay, and the comma you also don't need, so get rid of this. So now this block, it really is giving me everything that I need, so I can save this one. Okay, now to deploy, once you have a ARM template, there are many ways to deploy the ARM template in Azure. One way I'm going to show you is this. Okay, so let's just go to our Azure. Over here you can search for deploy. Okay, so that will give you the deploy a custom template, so click on that one, and it is gonna give this screen. I'm just gonna say, okay, build your own template, and here you can get rid of everything, and over here come back, control the code that you have written, put it in here, and then do this seems like there might be some problem with the code. Let's try to do a save. Error percent the template, please fix the problem. So let's just take a look at it. It says unable to load the schema, no schema request service found. So the schema is probably, we need to do something. We need to fix the schema here. So let's give me a second. So sometimes this may be an older schema, 2019. We most likely have to use a newer schema for this particular deployment. So ARM schema, so template structure and syntax. So let's see, let's get this. Oh, that's a schema. This one still looks a little old, 2019. Let me come back over here. I think that's what we have already. uh, Seems correct, seems correct. So I'm going to copy this one again. One more time I'm going to try before I try to change and look for the most up-to-date schema. Okay, can I have a, oh, so there is my problem. There we go. So that you cannot have any space or anything in your name, so that was my problem. So the schema was okay, but the validation was failing. Now I'm gonna hit save. So now what it's telling, you can deploy this custom template. Okay, so now I know the problem, so I can also go here and fix the problem right there. So let's save the template. Here let's create a new resource group, and let's just call this one is the Contoso resource group. Okay, and hit enter. And the Contoso resource group in East US, that is fine. And I'm gonna go review and create, and this one should let me validation is successful, and let's just say hit create and see what happens. Or the deployment is in progress right now. So if you look over here, you know, it's creating the everything got created. Look at that. So now I'm going to go to the resource group and look at that. I have the core services VNet, manufacturing VNet, and the research VNet all got created. Okay, so let's look at what we have here real quick and validate that it matches with the configuration. So first of all, I'm going to go to the core services VNet, go down to the subnet, and look at that. I have all four available, all four subnets. and this one is deployed in East US 2, West Europe, and Southwest Asia. So let's just go back in here, validate all of those are correct. So come back over here. So this one is, look at that. So we actually made a mistake. So this is East US, and now this one is actually deployed in the East US 2. But the other two are good. Other two are fine. So if you have this, I'll show you how easy it is to get rid of this resource. Okay, so I can just click on delete resource group and do the control to resource group and do this and hit delete. So it's deleting the resource group for me. Now because I'm following infrastructure as a code concept here, so I can just go back to my code. Instead of East US 2, change that to East US. Okay, copy the same code from here, and once this process is done, so we already said that go ahead and delete, and it's probably the deletion is already going on. So go back to resource group and do a refresh. So it's currently it's deleting the resource group, this particular resource group. Okay, so let's while this is going on, I'm just gonna go and do the deploy custom template. Again, I'm gonna do it from scratch and put the template in, hit save, and it's going to tell me where do you want to deploy. This time let's again, I'm going to create a deployment group, and I'm just going to call it, say, the contours resource group, and let's just call it fixed. Okay, fixed. Okay, and then this region doesn't matter, so and then that's about it. Hit and create, and let's see what happens. And hit create, and now everything is done. And you have, like, in seconds you have a corrected resource group with all the infrastructure that we need deployed. So this is the beauty of using the ARM templates. In the first video we did it using the portal. It took us probably 30 minutes to do it. Now once we have the code, I can deploy, redeploy, make changes, and it takes just few seconds, right? So now if I enter the resource group again and hit refresh, everything is corrected. So now it's East US manufacturing VNet. If you go there, look at the subnets, they all look great, they're all good, right? So everything is fine. Research VNet, if you go in there, okay, and go to your subnet, your research subnet is, everything is coded. Okay, that's the beauty. Okay, so that's really the end of this lab. So now you have learned how to do it from the portal, and also you have learned how to do it using the ARM template, and I'm going to give you this ARM template code as well. In the next lab we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to use the Terraform. That's another way to use the infrastructure as a code to deploy your core infrastructure to Azure. So let's stop the video here and let's go to the next one and learn how to do the same thing with Terraform as well. Thank you for watching.